from the first breath to the last. Have you ever heard that mysterious voice hidden in the deepest recesses of our souls? Chosen one, listen to me, for these words will not just be whispered in your ear. They will penetrate the deepest chambers of your soul, down to the very beat of your heart. A truth that will change you from top to bottom, a call to awakening. Has something been shifting in your nights lately? When you wake up in the morning, have you ever felt that strange chill you can't quite put into words, that enigmatic silence in your room, that symbol that keeps appearing, that sentence you don't remember hearing but that's etched like a brand into your mind? And know that this is no coincidence, for as they say, nothing happens by chance, everything has a reason. Your dreams are visions that heaven does not waste. They are compasses pointing to your destiny. When your eyes are closed, when you are cleansed of the world's noise and your soul opens to truth, God speaks with you in whispers. You've seen water, you've seen serpents, you've seen doors that don't exist in the physical realm but are seared into your mind. This is not mere imagination, for as they say, if you see with your eyes closed, your soul is awake. This is the lantern of your spirit. This is a spiritual briefing, an encrypted message for those chosen to see beyond the veil. While others dismiss their dreams as mere noise, you have been selected to decipher divine patterns. And if you are still reading these lines, this is not just simple curiosity. This is an unwavering confirmation that you are under divine instruction, that destiny is calling you. Night is not for rest. It is for activation, for preparation, a test for your heart. Tonight, we will unveil the 7 sacred dreams God uses to speak with you without your conscious mind even realizing it. And by the end of this message, you will never look at sleep the same way again, for you will be among those of whom it is said, "Their eyes sleep, but their heart is awake." But listen to me with all your heart. Give heed to every word. Every second you spend on these lines is a sacred part of the message, a true gem. Miss even one moment, and you might miss that encrypted code, that key specifically prepared for your next breakthrough. If you are ready to awaken even in your dreams, ready to heed the call of your soul, hit that like button right now. If your spirit has been stirred, do not wait any longer. Do not hesitate. Subscribe. And with all the sincerity of your heart, like a resounding cry, type 99 in the comments, for Psalm 99 says, "The Lord reigns, let the nations tremble." And when he speaks in your sleep, even the deepest darkness must shake, must helplessly bow down. Let us begin our spiritual journey. Chosen one, if you've seen water in your dreams lately, don't just dismiss it as a mere memory tucked away in a corner of your mind. Delve into its meaning by descending into the deepest recesses of your soul. For in the spiritual realm, water is not merely an element, it is a living language, a divine whisper. And when heaven speaks to you through water, this is never a superficial message. Every drop holds a profound meaning. Perhaps you were drowning, struggling to breathe, pulled down by invisible forces. This is not simple fear, this is a revelation. Water flows and finds its way, they say, but sometimes it also engulfs. It purifies the soul. This is a sign that you are being swallowed by unconfessed emotions, surrounded by wounds you've buried too deep to heal. It's the cry that you are silently losing a battle, and God is urgently calling you to safe shores, to peace. But perhaps your dream was serene, clear, still waters, a calming scene. This is not rest. This is alignment, the glad tidings that your spirit is in harmony with the divine order. Your spirit confirms that you are flowing with His divine will, even if everything around you seems uncertain, veiled in mist. But what if the water is turbulent? Waves crashing with fervor, storms rising, currents pulling you towards the unknown. Then you are not in danger, you are in a transition, a transformation. God is shaking loose the old structures within you, uprooting them. He is not trying to destroy you. He is trying to purify you, to cleanse you of all impurities and rust. For water not only reflects you, it reveals you. It is the mirror of your soul. It tells you where you are resisting His divine movement and where He is preparing to baptize you into something greater, to give birth to a new life within you. And here's that striking detail most people miss. Your reaction to water in your dream is a mirror of your reaction to the divine in real life, of the whispers of your soul. Are you fleeing from it, trying to control it, or allowing it to carry you, surrendering to your destiny? For the dream is not just a symbol, it is a question, a test posed to the depths of your soul. And God is waiting for your answer, patiently. So the next time you see water in your sleep, don't ask, "What does this mean?" Instead ask, "Oh Lord, help me break free from the chains of my fear, and take me to that wonderful place I don't know, but which you do. Are you trying to lead me there?" And now, let's dive even deeper. For if water uncovers your soul, the next dream will reveal what is hidden in the shadows around you, what awaits you. Keep watching. Chosen one, when a snake slithers into your dreams, you are not cursed. You are being alerted, warning bells are ringing. This is no ordinary nightmare. This is an encrypted message from the spiritual realm, a divine admonition. For the snake does not speak, it signals slyly. And when it appears, you are being warned about a danger that your spirit already suspects, but your mind refuses to confront. Crush the serpent's head when it's young, they say, but sometimes it has already infiltrated, pouring its venom into your heart. If you've been bitten in a dream, that venom is not physical, it is emotional poison, jealousy, gossip, betrayal injected into you by someone who smiles to your face but secretly prays for your downfall. And the location of the bite is no accident, it is significant. A bite on your hand signifies an attack on your calling, on your talent. A bite on your foot indicates that your enemies are trying to alter your path. But what if you didn't see the snake? What if it was hidden under your bed, in the grass, behind a loved one? This is not simple fear. This is spiritual surveillance. He who has eyes everywhere, sleep does not enter his eyes, they say. You are being watched by a camouflaged, disguised threat. Someone you trust could be a doorway, a pawn the enemy is using to get close to you. Now, what if you killed the snake in your dream? Never overlook that moment. Do not underestimate it. That is a victory won in the unseen realm, a deliverance, a silent triumph, a battle won while your body rested, but your spirit stood armed. God sends these serpent dreams not to frighten you, but to sharpen you, to activate your discernment radar so you stop believing every sweet word and start testing, weighing every spirit. For here is the bitter truth no one wants to speak. Some smiles carry venom, some prayers are curses in disguise, and your dream is the only place where the mask finally slips, where true faces are revealed. So the next time a snake appears, do not panic, do not run. Ask boldly, "O Lord, who in my life is close enough to bite, yet silent and cunning enough to deceive?" And now get ready. For if the snake reveals who is hiding, the next dream will show you what God is opening for you, what doors He is unlocking. Do not leave. Stay right here, chosen one. When a door appears in your dream, you are not merely walking through wood and hinges. You are standing at a spiritual threshold. You are at a turning point in your destiny. Heaven is showing you something that the natural world cannot, that your life is about to shift, and whether the door opens, locks, cracks, or vanishes. Each detail is a code, a revelation about the timing and trajectory of your calling. The door of opportunity knocks but once, they say, but this is your key. If the door is open, do not rejoice too quickly. Do not get carried away by enthusiasm. This is not just access, it is also a test, an ordeal for your soul. For what you are about to step into was prayed for by the version of you that barely survived last year, that fought through 1,000 difficulties. An open door means your next season, your next ascension is available, but the key lies in your obedience, in your determination. Now, if the door is locked, do not curse the delay, do not rebel. God may be protecting what you are not yet ready to carry, something too great for your shoulders. A locked door is not rejection, it is preservation, a divine shield. And sometimes, the silence of heaven is a more powerful, more meaningful answer than even the loudest yes. But if the door is broken, pay attention, keep your eyes peeled. Someone or something tried to force their way in, violating your spiritual boundaries. This dream is a security breach in the spiritual realm, an alarm bell. It means an enemy has located your access point and is attempting to sabotage, to destroy your next move before you make it. God uses door dreams to recalibrate your discernment. Not everything open is divine, not everything closed is a punishment. And not every hallway is meant for your feet, for your destiny, but here's where it deepens. If you are simply standing before a mysterious door, unable to move, unsure of what lies behind it, it may not be about the door at all. It may be about your readiness, about the tranquility of your soul. For sometimes, you are praying for a future that you have not mentally or spiritually stepped into, for which you have not prepared. So the next time you see that dream again, the hallway, the handle, the unknown beyond the wood, ask yourself, do I have the faith, that unwavering courage, to walk through what I begged God to send? And now listen carefully, because the next dream is not about objects or spaces, it is about something alive, breathing, and what it carries could unlock your entire spiritual blueprint, your map of destiny. Stay with me until the very end, O chosen one. When a baby appears in your dream, it's not about innocence. It's a call to responsibility, a burden of destiny placed upon your shoulders. You are not being shown a simple child. You are being shown a seed, a divine deposit, something fragile yet holy, small yet destined to shift nations. As innocent as a baby, they say, but every baby grows and carries a hidden destiny, a potential within. A baby in your arms means God has entrusted you with something sacred, a vision, a purpose, a spiritual assignment designed before you were even born, before your spirit met your body. But just because it's in your hands doesn't mean it's safe. You must nurture it, protect it, fight for it, even if it means putting your life on the line. Now, if the baby is crying in your dream, never ignore that sound. Do not plug your ears. That is not noise, that is your calling, the cry of your soul, pleading for attention. You have delayed something for too long, put off obedience, doubted your own capacity, but heaven is done waiting, its patience has run out. And if you see an abandoned baby, that is the most urgent of all, an alarm. It means you have walked away from something eternal, a spiritual pregnancy left unattended. And just like a newborn, if you do not nurture it, if you do not care for it, it will not survive. It will wither away. This is not about motherhood or fatherhood. This is about legacy, a divine trust. You are carrying something in the spirit. Perhaps you cannot put it into words. Perhaps no one around you sees it, understands it, but you know it is there. You feel it. A pressure, an awakening, a divine weight you cannot explain. For the load is heavy, but the bearer is also strong, they say. And what most fail to realize is this. The enemy is not afraid of who you are now. He is terrified of that immense potential, that divine spark you carry within. That is why the warfare has intensified. That is why your sleep has changed. Because something inside of you is about to emerge, a power that will change the world. So, the next time you dream of a baby, do not ask, "What is this?" Instead, ask, "O Lord, how do I nurture what you have just given birth to in me? How do I protect this trust?" And now we move into the realm where the veil thins, where the past tries to speak, where spirits roam. And not every presence comes in peace. Some come disguised. Keep watching, O chosen one. There are dreams that whisper, and then there are dreams that pierce the heart like a dagger. When someone who has passed away visits you in the night, you are not merely in a simple remembrance. You are being summoned into a sacred realm where the living and the eternal briefly intersect, where the curtain is drawn back. This is not just nostalgia, nor is it always a resurfacing grief. Sometimes God speaks through memory, using the image of someone familiar to bypass your logic and reach the part of your soul that still listens when you are most vulnerable. It's easy to speak with the dead, hard to agree with the living, they say. But sometimes the dead speak more clearly, with more striking messages. Perhaps that person spoke to you, whispering words that touched your soul. Perhaps they looked at you with a meaningful, profound gaze. Or perhaps they said nothing, but you woke up crying, feeling as though your soul had been cleansed. This is not a simple emotion. This is a message, a testament. God may be bringing you closure, healing a wound you never processed, one you buried deep within your soul. Or he may be conveying a prophetic instruction that your conscious mind would have dismissed in the daylight. Sometimes these dreams are also ancestral awakenings, reminders that a generational battle has reached its final warrior, you, a passing of the torch. Hear this clearly, grasp it with every fiber of your being. Not every presence is divine. The enemy is a master of disguise. The devil is a liar who whispers in our souls. Some dreams are counterfeits, imitations designed to distract, deceive, or detour you from your path. So how do you tell the difference? It's not in what is said, but in what is left behind. In the imprint it leaves on your soul. If the dream leaves peace, conviction, or clarity, heaven has touched you. It was a divine whisper. If it leaves confusion, fear, or obsession, it was sent to distort. It was a trap. This is why discernment, spiritual insight, is your greatest shield. For when the dead appear, you must ask not with emotion, but with spiritual authority, with unwavering faith. O Lord, was this from you, or was it a shadow wearing a memory, an enemy in disguise? Because chosen ones are not merely dreamers. We are gatekeepers, sentinels standing on the borders of the spiritual realm. And not every spirit deserves access. Not every voice can enter. And now we cross from the invisible to the inevitable. The next dream does not whisper from the past. It drags you from the present and tests whether you are standing on rock or illusion. Brace yourself, O chosen one.
There is a kind of dream that doesn't arrive with symbols but strikes with impact, shaking the soul. A sudden drop, a jolt that snaps you awake, making your heart leap from your chest. Your heart races, as if it will burst from your chest. Your spirit is shaken in a state of bewilderment. You are falling. But this is not simple anxiety. This is not your mind spiraling. This is your spirit being interrupted, a divine intervention. A fallen man has no friends, they say, but sometimes a fall reveals the greatest friend, the Creator, God Himself. Because when God allows you to fall in a dream, He is not trying to punish you. He is trying to reposition you to guide you to the right path. Perhaps you are losing control of something you were never meant to manage alone, something too big for your shoulders. A relationship, a title, a role you've outgrown, and instead of letting go, you've been white-knuckling a version of life He's already called you out of, refusing to let go. Or perhaps you're clinging to pride, to illusions of stability, to platforms built on fear instead of faith, planting your roots where you thought they were firm. And the fall, that painful fall, is God's mercy, stripping away everything false, purifying you before everything collapses with you on top. And yet sometimes He lets you fall almost to the ground, then catches you just at that moment only to show you that He still catches you. That what felt like failure was actually formation, a process of evolution, a divine reset, not to break you, but to rebuild you on the truth. Because here's the part few understand. Falling in a dream doesn't always mean danger. It can mean you're finally being separated from what was never you, from your false selves, ego, pride, control. He's tearing them down, ripping them from their foundations. So, the question isn't, why am I falling? It's, what have I built my identity on that God is now shaking, destroying? Because the fall is not the end. Every fall is a harbinger of a rise, they say. This is the beginning of something grounded, something deeply rooted. And as you awaken, breathless, confused, afraid, the whisper from heaven is clear. When everything collapses, I remain your foundation, your unshakable rock. But what happens when the fall is over and yet you still feel watched as if something sees you, even when nothing's there? Get ready, because the final dream doesn't shake your body. It invades your atmosphere, permeating your soul. Chosen one. This dream doesn't come with monsters. No fire, no fall, no chaos. Just a feeling that you're being watched, not by a person, not by anything you can name, but by something unseen yet undeniably present. A breathtaking presence. You look around in the dream. Nothing. But the air is heavy, oppressive. You feel judged, measured, known, and this is no accident. This is not paranoia. This is spiritual awareness, the opening eyes of your soul. You've crossed a threshold. You've opened a door. And now you're on the radar of realms you didn't even know were monitoring you. Because when you've been marked by destiny, both heaven and hell take notice. Everyone's eyes are on you, they say. Angels observe your growth, watching your wing beats. Demons study your weakness, looking for your vulnerability. The atmosphere itself becomes aware of your presence, vibrating with you. And the dream is a confirmation. You are no longer invisible to the invisible. But here's what most miss. You're not being watched because you're weak. You're being watched because you're dangerous, because of your potential. Your anointing is rising. Your authority is growing. And the spirit realm is tracking your every move because your next decision could activate a generational shift, an awakening. This dream is a briefing. God is showing you that you've become a key player in a war that others sleep through. You are no longer hidden, no longer protected by obscurity. You've been revealed. And that's why you feel exposed, because you are spiritually lit up like a signal tower seen by both darkness and light. So the next time you feel those invisible eyes, don't run, don't shrink, stand tall, because that gaze means this. Your time to move, speak, and lead has arrived. You've been seen. Now it's time to act as you are called, in alignment with your destiny. But before we close, there is one final thing you need to hear. A truth that ties every dream together, that will unravel the knots in your soul. And if you miss this next moment, you may miss the entire purpose of why these dreams came to you in the first place, their divine intent. Stay with me. The conclusion is not an ending, it's an awakening, a beginning for your soul. Chosen one. What you used to call dreams were never just dreams. They were heavenly blueprints, encrypted codes, sacred instructions hidden in night visions. While others are distracted, you are being activated, your soul embarking on a journey into the unknown. While others sleep, you are being trained by heaven, being prepared. Every symbol, every image, every emotion you couldn't explain upon waking was heaven marking you, a brand on your soul. God hiding messages within mystery. So only those awake in the spirit, those whose hearts are awake, could understand. He is not silent. He has been speaking to you while you sleep, because your spirit was ready long before your mind could comprehend it. Your soul thirsted for truth. So tonight, don't go to bed as always. Don't close your eyes as if nothing is happening. Lie down with expectation, with purpose, with prophetic purpose. Because those who are called do not rest. They watch. They keep vigil. Their attention is not scattered. They discern, they see with spiritual insight. They do not merely dream. They receive maps, guiding signs. Declare it in the comments right now. Let the entire universe hear. God, speak to me while I sleep. Let heaven see your response. Let the codes keep coming. Let your soul stay awake even in the dark. And if this word awakens something in you, share this video with another chosen one, because the called do not walk alone. They recognize each other. They activate each other. They confirm each other. This channel doesn't feed the mind. It feeds the spirit. And you can no longer sleep the same way, because now you know your dreams are guiding you to a destiny you cannot afford to miss, one you must never overlook. Amen.